Chapter 7: The Belief Breakthrough Process. The work I've done with mentors set me on a quest to create a uniform and universal process that could be used not only on myself, but for anyone else as well. I believe the system you'll learn in this chapter to be the definitive and most powerful belief breakthrough system. I spent years creating and fine-tuning it. This process has been tried and tested not only in my own life, but also in the lives of thousands of people through private mentoring, my live events, and the work of certified belief breakthrough coaches. This process can be used anytime you wish. However, I've found that it is most helpful to go through it when I feel emotionally triggered, upset, angry, fearful, etc., when someone says or does something to touch on my deepest wounds. Emotional triggers are evidence of deeply rooted experiences out of which we formed our core beliefs. The 9 steps of belief breakthrough. Step 1. Ground. Step 2. Identify a limiting belief. Step 3. Explore your memories. Step 4. Identify the deeper limiting belief. Step 5. Examine the cost of the limiting belief. Step 6. Give yourself permission to shift. Step 7. Create a new belief. Step 8. Rewrite your story. Step 9. Anchor your new belief. Step 1. Ground. The purpose of grounding is to transcend the normal chatter of our minds to access a deeper, more intuitive wisdom. It's a simple process of deep breathing to get into a meditative state. Close your eyes and breathe through your nose. Breathe in as deeply as you possibly can, filling your lungs. When your lungs are completely full, hold it for a brief moment, then slowly release all the air out of your lungs. Do this for 5 or 6 repetitions. As you inhale, breathe in light with the oxygen, and as you exhale, breathe out stress and anxiety. Clear your mind of logic and ideas, and simply detach from thoughts. This is not a mental or logical process. Over time and with practice, grounding can become your natural state. This sets the stage for the next steps. Step 2. Identify a limiting belief. Once you feel solidly and effortlessly grounded, ask yourself this question: what is the number one limiting belief coming up for me? Then listen for the intuitive answer. Not the answer that comes from your head, but the one that comes from your heart. Trust that whatever comes up for you is exactly what you need to work on in this moment. Write down your answer. If you're dealing with specific issues or triggers, you can alter this question accordingly. For example, suppose you're really struggling financially and you want to understand why. You can ask yourself, what is the number one limiting belief causing me to struggle financially? Or if you get triggered by your spouse a lot, you could ask, what is the number one limiting belief that is creating conflict in my marriage? Or suppose you're in the middle of a work meeting and someone cuts you off as you're speaking and you get triggered. Get grounded and ask, what is the number one limiting belief that caused me to get triggered by being interrupted? We're used to running away from our triggers because we don't want to deal with the emotions. But you'll find that your triggers are the very thing you want to move toward. And the sooner after they occur that you do the breakthrough work on them, the better. Your triggers and negative emotions are like an X that marks the spot of where the real gold of breakthrough work is found. Step 3. Explore your memories. Once you've identified your top limiting belief, ask yourself, what is the first memory that comes up when I think this thought? Take your time with this. Be patient. Do your best to connect with the first memory that comes up. This may not be the earliest memory you have about this belief, and it may not be from childhood. Trust that whatever memory that arises is the perfect place to focus your breakthrough work. The more specific and detailed the memory, the easier and more effective it is to change the belief. How old are you? What's happening? Go through the experience as if it is happening right now for the first time. Let it out. Feel it as deeply as you can. If you're persistent, you'll find that you can always get to a memory. It's easy to mistrust obscure thoughts that arise from the mist of memory, but remember that mistrust is at the heart of every limiting belief. Push past your mistrust of your memories and trust what comes up, especially if it doesn't make sense or seem relevant. Understand that you may have hundreds of supportive memories strengthening the original memory of the limiting belief. All of them are important. Don't get stuck trying to find the first moment that created the original belief. Trust your memories as you explore them. Step 4. Identify the deeper limiting belief. Think of the memory and sit with it. Breathe it in. Allow yourself to remember and feel the feelings. Keep in mind author Colin Tipping's advice: if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. As you sit with the memory, ask yourself this question: what did I decide about myself when I experienced this? In step 2, you identified an initial belief, but what comes from this step is actually the deeper, limiting belief that needs to be explored. This is the most pertinent belief that will create relief from the negative emotion. Write down your answer in as much detail as possible. Step 5. Examine the cost of the limiting belief. Ask yourself how this belief is showing up in your life and affecting your results today. Explore how it impacts all aspects of your life, including finances, physical health, relationships, and personal power. Explore the impact the belief has made on the past, in the present, and what the foreseen cost will be in the future if the belief continues unchanged. Try to be concrete and specific by identifying experiences that reveal this belief in action. For example, instead of being vague like, "It has caused a lot of conflict in my marriage," identify a specific conflict you had with your spouse that you know was evidence of this belief. Here are a few guidelines to really explore the story surrounding your false belief. Put words to the emotions this belief brings up. What am I feeling right now as I sit with this belief? Is this a pattern for me? How often do these feelings come up for me? What is my coping mechanism when I feel this way? Step 6. Give yourself permission to shift. Sometimes we have a hard time shifting our beliefs because we're not sure if we actually can. Giving yourself permission to shift means to consciously embrace the truth that you really can shift your beliefs and make a change. I find it useful to get permission from myself before moving on to changing the belief. You can do so by asking yourself any of the following questions. Is this belief actually true? Do you want this belief to be true? Are you ready to let go of this sabotaging belief? Are you ready to make a different choice? Step 7. Create a new belief. We can't change the past, but we can change the decision we made based on our interpretations of past events. In painful experiences, we often learn the wrong lessons. Our original beliefs are by default set to exist indefinitely. This belief breakthrough process allows us to revisit past choices and beliefs and consider if they are still serving us, or if they never did. Once you've identified your false belief from a past decision, create a new, empowering belief that will serve you best to replace the old, limiting belief. For example, if your old belief was, "I don't manage money well," your new belief could be, "I am wise and disciplined in managing my money. I create abundance." If your old belief was, I push people away, the new belief could be, I effortlessly attract into my life people who love and support me. There are 3 rules to help you create the most effective new belief statements. Number 1, present. State your new belief in present tense. Don't use words like will, can, might, or want. Also, state your new belief in first person. Number 2, positive. State what you want instead of what you don't want. Number 3, powerful. Find a statement that really resonates with you personally. For example, I attract all the wealth into my life that I need to fulfill my divine purpose. I easily release excess weight. I am worthy of love. Write down your new belief. If you struggle with creating or wording new beliefs, see the examples in the New Beliefs Reference Guide in the appendix at the back of this book. Initially, this new belief may feel more like an illusion than reality, but keep in mind that your subconscious mind can't distinguish between illusion and reality. Accept your new belief, and it will become true in your mind. Whether our beliefs are true or false, limited or limitless, we are going to be right either way. Our minds will make us right. The words we use are our own self-fulfilling prophecies. Use new words to create new results. Step 8. Rewrite your story. Conjure the original memory from which you created your false belief. Now imagine yourself in this moment choosing into your new, empowering belief instead of the old, limiting belief. In essence, rewrite the story at the point of origin. Imagine reinterpreting the experience in a way that serves you better. Remember, we can't change the past, but we can change our interpretations of the traumatic experiences from which emerged our limiting beliefs. How does this feel? Open your heart to really feel the emotions of choosing into the new belief. Sit with those emotions and soak them in. Solicit the help of someone you trust. Who do you know in your life whom you implicitly trust to support and assist you in overcoming this belief? This could be anyone: a friend from childhood, a current friend, a parent, a spouse, a child, an aunt or uncle, a favorite teacher, a mentor, you as your highest self, or deity. Mentally ask this person to guide and support you in the process of rewriting your story. Even though you are now empowered with a new belief, it can be difficult to trust an idea that may not yet feel true. When you do the wrong thing long enough, it can begin to feel like the right thing. Enlisting a trusted person to help you makes it easier to believe the new belief. In your mind, go right to the moment in the memory you conjured where you are choosing into the belief that is limiting your current results. Imagine that your trusted advisor is standing right beside you in this moment, experiencing it with you. You are about to make a decision to adopt a false belief that is going to cripple you for the rest of your life. What would he or she say to you in this moment? What words of support, encouragement, love, wisdom, and power would he or she offer to help you heal the pain of this experience and rewrite your story? Write down your answer in as much detail as possible. Imagine it coming straight from your trusted advisor, giving you exactly what you need to hear to be empowered rather than crippled by this experience. Step 9. Claim the new belief in the present. Remember, dominant negative beliefs are formed when emotional anchoring experiences are combined with limiting beliefs about ourselves. To counteract this, it's not enough to just create a new belief. We also have to combine the new belief with powerful emotions. You will feel emotion as you uncover your false beliefs and the memories around them and finally address the unresolved negative emotions from the past. There are also methods for heightening your positive emotions as you receive the validation of a new belief. Your goal in this step is to shift the energy and emotion anchored to the memory to a strong, positive emotion. To this end, state your new belief out loud with confidence, conviction, and power. Say it repeatedly. Allow yourself to deeply internalize it. Reclaim your power by claiming and owning your new belief. Commit to the new belief. You have just found a new belief that will serve you better. Now, even more important is that you commit to do the work to own this new belief so that it can override the old belief and begin serving you. You may not have a lot of evidence yet that this belief is true. You will begin creating this evidence as you choose with faith to believe this new thought. Are you willing to dedicate the time, emotion, and energy to reciting this belief with power every day? Are you willing to commit to do the work on this new belief? What can you do to immediately begin putting this new belief into action? Write down your answers and commit to reviewing them regularly until you are living them consistently. Additional tools. Here are a few more tools you can use to claim your new belief and really anchor it in your mind. Find evidence to support the new belief. In the past, you interpreted every experience as evidence of your false belief. Now you get to shift your perspective and reinterpret your experiences as evidence of your new belief. Write down 3 specific ways in which this belief has already manifested as true in your life. Then answer these questions. What do you think the results of this new belief will be? Who would you be without your old, limiting story? Who could you become if you were to anchor this new belief? How does that feel? Hold on to those feelings to anchor the new belief. If you are not sure if simply stating your new belief out loud is enough, or that the new belief is really taking, then take this a step further as you desire. Shout it as loud as you can. Stand up on a chair and proclaim it for all the world to hear. Do whatever you have to do to deeply feel the new belief and to really believe it. You can get creative with this. Put your new belief into a song and sing it loud and proud. Dance while you're singing it. Celebrate the creation of your new belief. Laughter, joy, gratitude, and fun are all good anchors. Nothing is off limits here. The bigger and more ridiculous the celebration, the better. It may feel silly, but can it be sillier than how you've allowed your false belief to impact your life for decades? Examples of the belief breakthrough process. Below are 3 examples of this process in action from my clients. These are taken from worksheets they have completed during live Limitless events. These are shared with their permission, and I have not edited anything in them. Example 1. Holly. What is the number 1 limiting belief coming up for you? That I am weak. Others are taking advantage of me and loved ones in ways that involve authority figures. Bullies, because they lost sight of what it meant to care for someone, because someone didn't take care of them in a positive, unconditional, loving way. What is the first memory that comes up for you when you think the thought, I am weak? My adoptive mother who took advantage of us physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. She was a teacher at an elementary school. Both my brother and I felt we had no one to turn to at school or police, etc., because both had been taken away from us because of her, because of our birth father as well. What did you decide about yourself at that moment? 2 things. Number 1, that I had to be the one to figure it out. Number 2, I don't know what to do. Because of these 2 things, it showed up that it was my fault and that I am weak. And because I am weak, that makes me worthless. Because of that, I don't matter. How is this belief affecting your results today? Even up to recently, financially, legally, emotionally, mentally, physically, it has been costing me my life in these ways. What new belief would support you more? That I am strong, and that I am always worth it. I am always enough. I always try my best, and that is what matters. I matter. Whom would you trust to give you this advice? My heavenly mother and my birth mother. Let's go right to the moment where you are choosing into your limiting belief. What would they say to you? They are telling me how strong you are to have not given up where many have, how beautiful you are, and how much we love you. We are so proud of you for how fast you rise up even when you fall. Remember, this is only a piece of why Heavenly Father and our Savior chose you to do what needs to be done. You love everyone, no matter what. Now let others love you, and know that you are incredible. There is always an abundance of angels that surround you, because we all love you so much. How did you feel after the breakthrough, and what results have shifted in your life since taking this on? I was able to stand up for myself. By looking to intuition, I knew what I needed to say, even when I was dealing with a really hard moment. Example 2. Trenton. What is the number one limiting belief coming up for you? I am not accepted into circles of influence. What is the first memory that comes up for you when you think the thought, I am not accepted into circles of influence? When I was in elementary school, I had some friends that one day as we were hanging out together, all suddenly took off running from me. I began to run after them and was unable to catch them. What did you decide about yourself at that moment? People don't want to be with me. I am not accepted and influential people run away from me. How is this belief affecting your results today? Everyone I meet that has influence, I sabotage the relationship mostly with my energy of, I don't belong in this circle. It has cost me millions of dollars because I have missed out on promotions and personal business opportunities I have not taken because I didn't feel like I belonged. I was unable to lift my circle of influence to people who would lift me. What new belief would support you more? I am influential. I guide people. I change lives. I am compassionate. I extend love to all. I change the world wherever I am called. I am a hero. I am heard. People seek me. I have the answers. Whom would you trust to give you this advice? Anthony, another friend that was not part of this experience, who has always been a good friend. Let's go right to the moment where you are choosing into your limiting belief. What would he say to you? He thanked me for being me and for being a friend. He told me how influential I have been in his life and that I would be an influence in others' lives. He invited me to play on the jungle gym when he saw that I was about to make a decision that would affect my life. He told me that he was my friend no matter what. How did you feel after the breakthrough, and what results have shifted in your life since taking this on? I have recognized that I fit in with influential groups and people. I have seen mentors come into my life and leaders who have involved me in processes and have had meaningful conversations with me. I am supported and accepted. It will help my business and life tremendously. Example 3. Josh. What is the number one limiting belief coming up for you? I'm not meant to be great. What is the first memory that comes up for you when you think the thought, I'm not meant to be great? I was 9 and my parents decided to pull me out of school. What did you decide about yourself at that moment? If I'm not smart enough for school, How could I possibly hope to achieve anything special? How is this belief affecting your results today? There's always this lingering doubt that it isn't going to work out. Anytime I start something new or exciting, I have this thought that it isn't going to last because I'm not meant for greatness. What new belief would support you more? Greatness is my purpose. Whom would you trust to give you this advice? My dad. Let's go right to the moment where you are choosing into your limiting belief. What would he say to you? Don't let this define who you chose to become. We pulled you out of school because it wasn't the highest and best way for you to receive your education. You were destined for so much better than school can teach you. How did you feel after the breakthrough, and what results have shifted in your life since taking this on? I feel so much more hopeful. My attitude has changed from "this will never last" to "I'm so grateful I get to experience this, and I'm going to make the most of it, whether it's brief or eternal." I'm much more inclined to try and to take massive leaps of faith because the fear it won't last is now gone. Here are some selected quotes on the topics discussed in this chapter. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all of the power we need inside ourselves already. J.K. Rowling. You have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. We think so often that we're helpless, but we're not. We always have the power of our minds. Claim and consciously use your power. Louise L. Hay. We are all functioning at a small fraction of our capacity to live fully in its total meaning of loving, caring, creating, and adventuring. Consequently, the actualizing of our potential can become the most exciting adventure of our lifetime. Herbert Otto.